ultramarathon runners gathered in Los Olivos, California to participate in the first annual Born to Run race.
Group of friends and myself decided to put together a race. We had an opportunity to come here to this beautiful ranch, and we've been running here for a few months, and we decided to invite some of our friends, and then it turned into what it is right now. So my vision is that it continues to grow. These kind of races are good because they're small and they're intimate and they're friendly and they're kind of funky. I'd like to see this one get a little tiny bit bigger, maybe get about 200 people out here, and that'd be about it.
We got a chance to catch up with legendary Barefoot Ken Bob, the famed Caballo Blanco of the Copper Canyon Ultramarathons, El Mono Barefoot Ted, and many others who participated in the race.
It's my first trail run, and I ran on Vibrams. So that's barefoot style, but not exactly barefoot. And just started training on them since last month when Christopher McDougall, the author of Born to Run, he was there in LA for his book signing, and then we did a 5-mile run with him. And I did that on Vibrams because he runs on Vibrams, and I read his book last year, and that's what fascinated me and changed my whole life. I was 250 pounds at some point, and then I was always heavy, never into running. Started it last year, did my 5K, 10K, half, full marathon, and then the trail run.
Wow.
So I'm hoping to keep it continue for the rest of my life.
Okay. Barefoot, actually. I do most of my running barefoot now, but then minimalist when like stuff like this, of course. Yeah. So I guess I'm both. Yeah. And I've been running for about 2 years, but about a year minimalist and barefoot. So yeah.
I started running ultras maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, and I've always done most of my training on the beach barefoot, and that's pretty much my focus. And so nowadays I run in the sandals when I race.
But somewhere around, at least I know, not before July 1st, 1964. Yeah, I'm certain that I didn't run barefoot before then, but sometime after that, I began running barefoot. And I mixed shoes in periodically too, but primarily barefoot, and then went for a long period of not running barefoot, and then came back to running barefoot. So I've been on and off for quite a while now.
What's really cool though, with all those sensors in our feet, they are actually, there's a disproportionate number than is necessary to protect the feet by themselves. You stub your toe, it hurts a lot more than what the damage you actually did generally, unless you broke your toe. But I mean, you can stub it gently and still it hurts a whole lot. But that's mostly to teach us and help us protect the rest of the body. Because when you stub your toe, you've put a lot of torque, weird torques on your knees that really it's not designed for. When you slam your heel into the ground, you put a lot of torque into the knees and the hips and the back, especially if your leg is straight, which is really hard to run with your knee bent and still slam your heel in the ground, because as soon as you bend your knee, your heel comes off the ground a bit. So just changing the biomechanics, the technique that we run with, happens partly because our feet tell us to.
Popularity in barefoot and minimalist running has grown within the past few years. Here's what some runners had to say.
My experience is I really don't think it matters what you wear or don't wear on your feet. I think it's all about form, and I think it's about having fun, and I think it's about running in joy. And if you're running in joy more with nothing on your feet, that's great. If you're wearing army boots, that's great. I don't think it matters.
The most phenomenal, amazing experience in my life. I absolutely love barefoot running. I never even want to wear shoes again after, because now it's like almost like a lifestyle for me. I don't put shoes on unless I have to, because I'm trying to build my calluses so I can run further. But in doing so, I just absolutely love the feel, the sensations in my feet. Like that, it's like walking on your hands. It's amazing.
It works for a lot of people, and the reason it works is because that's really the way we're designed. And it's not just, people think it's just about taking your shoes off and running the way you run with shoes, and it's not. It's actually about listening to the pains. Those are messages in your feet that you're doing something wrong, and making changes to the way you run.
I think that there's a lot of people who are probably interested in running barefoot these days, and my advice to them is to incrementally develop their capacity to do this. I like to tell people orchard growing, not fast food. So, don't just take your shoes off and think you're going to run, 100 miles.
It's had some good impact and some negative impact on the sport of long distance running, I think. Overall, it's good. Anything that brings people out to run is welcomed for sure.
Whatever makes people happy. I mean, I don't think barefoot running, I think everybody can gain from it, but I don't think everybody has to do it. If they like shoes and they work for them, great. If they want to be barefoot, that's good too.
But in the end, their body, if you run and you just learn how to run gently and smoothly and gracefully, you'll probably find a way to run comfortably that that's the way to go. Nice and slow, take it easy, one step at a time.